Hi there, Leo. Welcome to Pirate Readings. I am Lady J. I want to welcome everybody here, my kings, my queens, and my in-betweens. I won't judge you if you won't judge me. I am so pleased to see all of you here. I hope that everybody from Miss Jones' Tarot on the Hill has made it over here because I am happy to see you. I love you guys. I really want to share this all with you, but you got to come over here to get it because I'm starting to stop going over there. Okay, so welcome, and let's talk about March, right? So we have a lot going on. I'm going to go ahead and start by lighting a candle because that's what I like to do now. There are going to be some changes around here. I hope you don't mind them. This little candle is all about good vibes, positive energy, and that's what we're bringing to the table here. So indeed, I brought you some positive energy. I'm hoping you'll enjoy that. I'm going to go ahead and burn a little sage just so we can cleanse and clear this, me mostly, because you may not be aware of this for those of you from the other channel, but I've always been cleansing my space all the time, constantly. I just don't do it on screen, but now I'm doing it on screen. So now you can see me doing it, and I am cleansed and cleared, ready to go and ready to share with you all the good things that I have in store. All right, so one of the things that's going on is we will, of course, grab a card for the month from this deck. I'm excited. Watch this trick. Bam. Yep, here we are. This is the space, and I have this wonderful deck of cards, and I'm going to lay them out for you. They're pre-programmed and ready for you, Leo. So all I have to do is pick up the card. Leo. There it is. There's the card for you. For this whole month, we're going to have this card. This stone card is going to represent some of what's going on for you and how you might want to proceed through the week. And we have rhodochrosite, and we're talking about your inner child, okay? This card speaks directly to loving your inner child, remembering who you were as a little kid and all the beautiful wonder and magic that you brought to the table. And I mean, we might be embarrassed by our inner child and who that person was and what happened, but you want to know that when you love and embrace that little inner child, it gets easier. Everything gets easier. They are here to help you in your regular life, okay? So if you have rhodochrosite as one of your stones, you can pick that up and put that in your pocket for this week, this month, and it will help you all month long. It's a heart stone, as is evidenced by the heart, right? But remember that this is really about loving who you are and what you bring to the table. So remember that your inner child has so much to offer you right now in playfulness, in joy, in curiosity. This is good news. We love this inner child. We will talk more about it, but we're going to leave it right there for now. Okay? Now, your message from the better angels is going to be talking about how for March we have luck on our side and serendipity. So following along, these are pre-programmed. I'm going to lay them out while we talk. But luck and serendipity are on your side this month. All right, so all 12 signs are being told the same thing, and that is follow the serendipity, follow the magic that presents itself. Don't be surprised if little things start you off on a big adventure, right? Little things can make lots of things happen. So that's good news. We have 4 columns for the one for each week, and we have 3 rows where we are, what's blocking us, what our solution is. And this will be for the overview for March for you, Leo. This is good stuff. We really like it, and I want to encourage you all to come back each week because I'll go in depth at the end of this video on this week, but then I'll have new videos out each week with going in depth on either all of the other weeks. So we'll set those cards aside. Baby Einstein has come to hang out and keep me on point. Really appreciate that for him. That's good news. So let's talk about what's going on, right? Your personal message is to be strong. This week, this month, you are going to need to be strong, Leo. I don't know what that means yet exactly, but it does feel like there's something big time from your past that's coming up for you to think about, okay? And it's triggering your inner child and maybe some inner child pain. So I want to stay on top of that and stay aware of that, okay? So we're going to be strong in all areas. We're going to do physical strength, we're going to do financial strength, and we're going to do inner strength, all right? So relax, breathe, and let's talk about what's going on for the 3rd through the 9th. We have the 3rd through the 9th right here. Where you are on the 3rd through the 9th, we have sacrifice. Okay, so this is, you see the beauty and the joy and the beauty. I mean, look at, there's flower clouds right here, you know, flower clouds and rainbows, and all she had to do is release her need for control in this situation, and you'll see that she's also standing in water, which speaks to her emotions. So you may have to release your emotions also about a situation, and when you do, you will be free, okay? So it's okay to cry. You can go off by yourself and do that if you need to, Leo. You don't have to do it in front of everybody, but you do have to let the feelings flow, all right? So I'm going to tell you a little story. I was a person who I had a male-dominated job, right? So I would go to work and do things, and in fact, one day, whenever I get hurt, I would want to cry, but I would have to go off behind a wall or something, find a little cubby space where I could actually feel those feelings. I indeed, one day, was standing on the top of the ladder. My boss was talking to me, and I looked away while I was hammering. I crushed my finger. I crushed this finger. The bone was pulverized into dust. Ooh, but don't you think I had a few kind words for the universe about that? Sure enough, I climbed down the ladder. It was bleeding a little bit, and so I told my boss I had to go to the medic, and I got on my bike, and I rode away as quickly as I could to get to the medic's place, parked my bike, went inside, closed the door, and then I cried like a big baby. I cried like a big, big, big baby, and I loved the release. The release was so important. It actually let the pain out. It decreased the pain of the owie on my hand because I released the pain, right? I vented it out. I feel like something like that is going on for you. I don't know what that is or what it will be, but you will need to do a big release of your own, and I don't want you to shy away from the possibilities. This is going to be something that we talk about much more in depth in the next at the end of this video. So let's carry on, and I'll talk to you now about this card here. This is obstacles and challenges that are blocking you, okay? So, but usually when obstacles and challenges show up here in the blocking department, they are not actual obstacles and challenges. They are in reverse. So it would be like, you're not blocked by obstacles or challenges right now. Okay, these are well, actually you are. Sorry. As I'm feeling the cards right now and I'm seeing what's happening, there's other things that are going to come up that are physical. They're going to be like, no, really, you got to deal with us right now. Maybe your washing machine goes out and leaves a big flood in the house or something silly like that. It's not silly at all. It's very physical. It's very right here, right now. Take care of me immediately, otherwise we're in trouble. Well, you're trying to deal with your emotions, which is blowing really hard. So for those of you Leos who are going through this stuff and you have some big physical thing get in your way, I'm really sorry. That really isn't what I hoped for you, okay? But interestingly, I'm going to say this is interesting. Fulfillment of wishes. This is where you end up. This is your solution. Somehow this hard thing you're going to go through, you'll feel your feelings, but you're going to end up in laughter, which is super interesting and weird, because it's everything you've wanted for a very long time. And yeah, you'll feel it. You will feel it to the core of yourself. All this running water, you're going to cry. You're going to cry happy tears, which is super strange and super wonderful. But you know, not all losses are bad. If you think about it, you may be in a position where you're sacrificing something that you've kind of wanted to get rid of. And the beauty is that I see a lot of beautiful growth here. There's a bud right here. There's a lot of things happening, and the box is open with light coming out of it. There's nothing but beauty and joy coming out of this situation. I want you to know that whatever it is you're sacrificing here, there's going to be a beautiful thing that comes from it. I think there's going to be beautiful tears of joy and happiness, and I don't want you to be upset. I think you'll have the support system you need as well when this goes down, Leo, so don't be alarmed, all right? We'll get more in depth on this whole situation at the end of this video. As I've stated before, let's talk about the 10th through the 16th, all right? Material harvest. So the thing that you're going to have some incoming stuff, I think. Maybe you'll have an inheritance. Maybe the thing you're sacrificing is a person, but it's a person that you were ready to let go of. You know, sometimes not all death is bad. You know what I'm saying? If somebody is suffering, it's okay to let them go, and it can be a blessing when they pass. So there may be some material harvest that comes to you from that situation. So good for you, bad for them. I don't know. It's a karmic thing. I'm feeling very much a karmic lesson here. But I feel like your inner child is going to be having a little weird fit about it. So you and your inner child are going to have a little chat about this manifest harvest. So don't be mad. Don't be mad about it. Just know that it's a possibility, an opportunity, and you'll figure out what to do. All right? Your foundation and achievements is going to be an issue. They're going to block you a little bit. Like maybe the things that you've been working on are like going to be all like, hey, let's do this. Let's work on this. This is a really good thing I've been working on. Da 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 da. Well, now it's in the way. I got to go take care of this other thing. And it's taking me away from my own achievements and my own stuff, and my own foundation, and my own love, and my own happiness. So you don't be afraid to reach out, okay? Reach out and ask for help. You can do that. There is part of you that's going to want to be left alone. And in fact, you being on your own a little bit might be helpful. Just sort of to process the information, okay? Take care of what you need to here. It's blocking you. You need to just handle it. Remember how the washing machine broke? Well, now you had to fix that real quick, and that was fine, whatever. But now you got to come over here and kind of like, okay. All this needs to get a little bit on autopilot. Okay, now it's off on itself. I need a moment. Take a moment. Allow yourself, Leo, to take a moment and take care of yourself, okay? This is going to be important for you, all right? Now, the next week over, we're talking about the 17th to the 23rd. You are going to be acknowledged. Something that you've been working on is going to be putting you in a position to get some recognition and a reward. You're going to take a bow. You're going to be said thank you to, and you're going to have to say you're welcome, and be okay with the fact that someone is acknowledging that you were helping and that you were good. Okay, so take a bow. Be polite. Be kind. Don't freak out. I know being acknowledged can be hard, but sometimes it's okay to just say, yeah, right on, cool, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, the options will be overflowing for you. You're going to get a little confused, and they will maybe stop you in your tracks. Like, oh, do you want to go here? Do you want to go there? What do you want to do? Do you want to go there? What do you want to do? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, inheritance can do that to you, and they can give you a lot of too many options. So be careful about, like, when you're sitting here in your solitude, I want you to think about where you want to go, what you want to do, and who you want to be in the universe. And then consider these options. If these options support where you want to go and what you want to do, great. If they don't, it's okay to let them go. They are brought to you by somebody else or something else, but they can block you from moving forward where you want to go, all right? So it's important for you to make sure you're not just jumping on an old bandwagon from somebody else, because it's not you. If it's not your story, it's not your story. Don't make it your story because it's there and available, all right? Now, spiritual strength is your answer. You're going to have to stand up for who you really want to be. Don't let anybody tell you who you should be. Nobody. You decide who you want to be, all right? So stand in strength, okay? You have your spiritual strength, you have your personal strength, you have, remember we talked about you being strong this week, this month. This is you being strong some more. This is about you being spiritually strong and saying, this is what I want to do. And this is how it's going to go, all right? You're not taking any shit from nobody. Good job, Leo. This final week, the 24th through the 30th, we have patience and planning. So, fantastic. You now have all the information you need and you can plot and plan your course. You may decide, now that I have this money and all this stuff, I'm going to be able to quit my job and I'm going to be able to, but you want to do it carefully. You want to make sure that where you're headed and what you're doing, you're going to have your finances in order, you're taking care of yourself. Everything you want is in place so that when you decide that, okay, now I'm doing all this, everything is going to get squared away and all these strings are going to get tied up, and now I can do what I really want to do, which might be travel the world. Ta-ta! But ultimately you're planning everything. And if you want to travel the world, you want to do it on a budget. You don't want to be all spendy-wendy in the moment. You didn't win the lottery. You won something, but you didn't win the lottery, okay? So I'm not getting the lottery win out of on any of this. This is a pleasant surprise with an opportunity tied to it. Make sure it's an opportunity you want, okay? Choose wisely. Boop. All right. Now, where you're blocked. Balance, of course. We have patience and planning right there, and we have balance right here. So you're not feeling terribly balanced. Balance is blocking you, right? You're feeling very much so one way or the other. You're not saying, but I want to be careful with my finances. You might be getting a little crazy here, even with your plotting and planning. You're like, I'm going to sell everything and I'm going to go. Whoa. Hey, you can be planning that and that's cool, but it's not a balanced approach, all right? You need to be careful. It's like, okay, still pay your bills for the week, right? Start by paying your bills for the month. Then be ready to consider what the other bills are that came out of all of this stuff. Now you have to okay, so I had the bills, now I got the bills again. Now let's talk about what's happening here. All right. Okay, so, and now you approach it very carefully. He has all the tools at his disposal, but this is all blocking you, right? So you being super involved, you might be asked to do another job, a physical job, while you're trying to sort all this stuff out, and you're gonna be like, maybe I should just not take that job, and say, look, I got some other stuff on my plate right now. I need to take care of my plotting and planning over here, because that's where I'm really at right now, is plotting and planning. Maybe I'll plan to do this later, okay? When I come back from my world trip, but if you decide that, right? What we have here as your solution is fertility. So the way you're plotting and planning is that you're going to end up with fertility in your world, right? So you're going to end up, I feel like some of you are going to end up with some passive income, some ways to make money without having to do anything, which is super cool. Maybe you'll have rental properties of your own. But of course you want to go and make sure about what you've got and what you have. So you're going to have to travel over there, look at what you got, and verify what's what and how it's going to go, and how much of a payment is there on the casa, and if renting it out is viable, and will it pay the rent, or will it pay the payment on the house. All of these things, you might need to refinance the whole tamale in your own name and all that stuff. So lots of plotting and planning going on, and that's good news. We like that very much. Don't get distracted by work, okay? This feels like a physical job coming your way, and you're like, no, I don't have time for that right now. Thank you. Talk to me in a few months. We'll see what's happening then. So, but you have a lot coming in and going on. You're going to be juggling a lot of really good things for your life, okay? So, good for you, Leo. I know you're going to be strong and you're going to handle yourself and you're not going to get sucked into anything silly. I'm going to go ahead and save these cards over here so that we can move forward onto an in-depth reading about the first week of March, being the 3rd through the 9th. These are those cards. And we will look at this. I have this pre-programmed section of the Alleyman's Tarot, pre-programmed and ready to go for you right now. We'll go ahead and put these out here and see what comes up for you. I am excited to see what comes up. Alrighty then, let's look at these cards. Okay, so we were talking immediately about sacrifice and there being a loss. This could be a job loss for some of my Leos. This could be a loss of a family member or the loss of a relationship. And it'll feel a little terrible and you're going to be in the feelings of it, and that's okay. Let your inner child handle its business, this business of having those feelings. Be strong through the process, but don't feel bad about having the feelings. The feelings are important for you to ventilate, okay? Ventilate those feelings. Now, along with the sacrifice comes a trip. You're going to have to go somewhere to handle the business that comes with this loss, okay? So, breathe and go. You will be fine. Take what you need, do what you have to do, and get where you got to be, okay? Be careful. If you can take another human being with you to help you stay on the even keel, do that. You are not in this alone, all right? So, whether it's traveling to visit somebody else, if you're losing a relationship, this is you moving out of their apartment. If you're losing a job, you might be picking up your tools and moving on about your business. But if this is a loved one that you've lost, you may have to travel to where they are to handle that business, okay? So there is business to be handled, all right? And this is for you to remember that there is some light. There is some light coming from the dark one, okay? Remember we talked about how this was going to be a release and that your inner child was actually going to be relieved by this release, by this loss. So this is a very unusual experience, right? But even as you look at this dark one, I feel like this represents the one that was lost, whether it's the relationship, the job, or whatever. We have to remember that when we took the job, there was light. When we got into the relationship, there was light and beauty in that moment. And we want to embrace the light part while acknowledging the darkness, right? We may have seen the darkness to begin with and never really focused again on the light. When we finally noticed the darkness, we were like, oh, okay, that's very weird. And we had to move away from that relationship. So now we had to move away from the job, and now we're moving. We're moving out, we're moving off, we're getting away. So sacrifice, question mark? I don't know. So for those of you who lost a loved one, we can acknowledge the light and the dark that were in the same place at the same time. Obviously there wasn't as much light as there was dark, and that's why there's that release that's kind of almost happiness, okay? So just acknowledge what that is, appreciate the fact that there was some light even though there was dark. If you can be a person who takes somebody with you in the situation so you don't have to do it all by yourself, that would be helpful. We have talked about the obstacles and challenges presenting for you. So there is going to be some physical challenge at home. Maybe somebody is something, like I said, maybe the washing machine blew up and therefore the people you left behind or might have to do something for you. Enter the home and turn off the water or something like that. You can deal with all that stuff when you get there. Don't let it stop you from leaving the house, okay? Hopefully this issue will happen before you leave the house, and you can, in fact, turn off the water, turn off the machine, unplug it, whatever, discontinue the problem there so that you can get on the road and do what you need to do and not let this distract you. It'll be something to deal with when you get home, okay? Your foundation and power, is feeling very icky right now, feeling very shaken. You are not feeling so solid in your power right now. You are feeling a little unsure about what's going to happen and how this is going to come through. You're feeling like being in charge is kind of a pain in the ass right now, and that's okay. You can feel that. That is an acceptable reaction to this experience, okay? Don't let yourself sabotage yourself. This is the devil. This is you sabotaging the situation. You deciding, oh, I think I'm just going to spend another week up here fixing around with this little problem. I'm going to take care of my business up here. I think it's more important than what I got going on down there or wherever. And the reality is, no. You need to just turn the water off, unplug the thing, and walk away. That's okay. It's a distraction. This is you sabotaging yourself by not going and taking the bull by the horns, okay? You need to go. You need to get on the road doing what you got to do, okay, Leo? I know, it's easy. It's so easy for me to say, but watch this, okay? Fulfillment of wishes. The things that are happening here, if you go here and do this work, your wishes are being fulfilled. Everything is going according to plan. It's a little weird and a little awkward. You're going to feel some feelings. Your inner child is going to be running around like a crazy person. I can see this inner child crazy, running around, acting like a fool. Be aware of that, okay? Just know that that's what's happening. And you can be calm and demure and not let anyone know just how happy you are in this moment if it seems inappropriate. But go ahead and be smart about who you are and what's happening. You are succeeding with this move, all right? So with this change, if you're leaving a job, it's because you're leaving a bad job. If you're leaving a relationship, you're leaving a bad relationship. But you don't need to smile and giggle as you collect your stuff and go, all right? So don't smile and giggle as you collect your stuff and go. We have the Empress showing that one more time, your fulfillment of wishes is happening here, and you don't have to do anything physically to make it happen. You just put the energy out there in the universe. You say, this is what I want, and it will come to you serendipitously. We talked about serendipity already. So serendipity is in the air during this whole situation. If you say, hey man, I really need help doing this thing, let somebody come and help me. And presto changeo, you'll have a few conversations, things will happen, and pretty soon you'll have a little team helping you with the process that you have to get through. And it won't be hard. It'll be wonderful. And it'll feel like you're in a team spirit situation, and it's okay. Okay? So you're not alone. And Father Sleep is here as part of your solution, reminding you that you are going to have some very weird dreams at this time. Don't be alarmed by them. Do get enough sleep. You, Leo, like to run a little far away from sleep when you feel like, hey, there's a lot on my plate. I'll just stay up till all hours. And the answer is no. You need to balance out your sleep time to certainly be on point with who your help is, okay? Because if you want to stay in charge of all this stuff that's going on here and the things that you're manifesting, you're going to manifest help, but you got to be up at the same time as your help. Otherwise, they'll be hours and hours working on their own, doing hopefully what you want, but they won't know until you're there to help guide them. Correct, Leo? So, stay in that moment. Stay right there, all right? So, if you haven't figured it out, rhodochrosite's a good stone for your pocket this week. I know that you don't know what I'm talking about. I have a beautiful bowl of stones, and I'm going to talk to you for a minute about my bowl of stones. So, indeed, I have a bowl of stones. I am a certified transcrystal therapist, which means I can lay stones on your chakras and heal you. Fantastical. But because I'm not there, and you're not here, and we're not doing that, so I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about how each week we're going to pull some stones from the pocket, from this bowl, for your pocket. Because I always carry a few rocks in my pocket. Let me show you what I got. So in my pocket, I currently have carnelian, rose quartz, citrine, fluorite, and pyrite. So these 5 stones are in my pocket, and I put them in this order on purpose because this is my second chakra, 3rd chakra, 4th chakra, 5th chakra, and this one's an all-around chakra deal. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But carnelian is all about your creativity, staying creative, and your sexual organs. If they're inactive or too active, they will get clarified, and that will be a good thing. So everybody needs to be in balance, right? We have citrine here, that is a stone for your 3rd chakra. It is also a wonderful manifester, so is carnelian. So you can manifest money easily with citrine, but it's also here to help clarify all that emotional baggage that we carry around, a lot of that inner child stuff. And yes, we have the rose quartz, which goes for your heart chakra. It's like a warm hug for all those of us who might have little moments of insecurity or self-deprecation, not self-love, right? So this is going to bring a lot of self-love back to the story, all right? And we have this blue-green fluorite, which is going to go for your throat chakra. I brought it out because I specifically wanted to be super focused, super clear when I'm talking to you, and that is why I have this fluorite here. Excellent. This is pyrite, and pyrite is a stone that I carry for protection when I'm out in the universe and when I'm wandering around in groups and stuff, and I want to feel protected around other strangers. I carry pyrite. I also laid a grid of pyrite around my house so that presto changeo, nothing bad will come across the border into my property that has harm in its mind. Okay, so that's how I use these stones to program my day or my world, and to protect me as I go through the day. All right, so this is my pocket full of rocks, and once a week I'm going to be pulling you a pocket full of rocks. All right, so you don't have to carry the rocks I suggest, but you can in fact choose them or not choose them, but I would love for you to share with me what rocks you are carrying. All right, so what's in your pocket, right? Well, I'm going to pull some rocks now so that you will have some options from me to you. We're going to go 4 at a time. Let's talk about what I pulled for you, all right? So we have amethyst, green serpentine, smoky quartz, and citrine. So in this order, we have smoky quartz, which is a 1st chakra stone. It's very good when you need to clean up things and clear your area or get rid of things that you no longer need. You want to put some smoky quartz in your pocket because you can, in fact, be much easier to release the things that you don't need anymore. Of course, we have citrine, much like I carry citrine for my 3rd chakra to help me with my emotional baggage and all the things that are happening there. So yes, indeed, the inner child has said, yes, I could use some of that. Thank you very much. And we have serpentine, which is a higher heart chakra stone. It's a beautiful green stone, which is going to add an earthbound vibe to your higher heart, which is where you do a lot of plotting and planning for your personal life from your heart, right? Your higher heart will help you plan what you want for your heart's desire. So, and how to create what you want for your heart's desire. So, interesting that it comes into play with all of this. Putting out your heart's desire and letting the universe know. Good deal. And we have amethyst. Amethyst here is going to be talking to your 3rd eye, which is right between your eyebrows and your forehead, right? And it is absolutely all about you taking in information that is not normal to other people. So you may see things clearer or more, we'll be seeing it differently than other people. When you look at a certain situation, you might get different insights, okay? Don't be alarmed by the insights, just sort of realize, oh, okay, that's interesting, and let it be what it is. Sometimes that stuff comes in and you need to write it down somewhere in a journal, just so you can, like, get it out of your mind and move on through the day. I'm a big proponent of journaling, just so you know, and you can do that, all right? So these are your pocket full of rocks for this week. I'm going to lay them here, and we will once again talk about what's in your pocket. Go ahead and let me know. Like and subscribe. Let me know how this video finds you. And I will, of course, see you next week to talk about the 10th through the 16th. And we'll figure out what's next. All right, Leo? Hang in there.